Look.
Listen.
See, you got it. You were just late.
And Taylor, welcome to episode 137 of Look, Listen, Cast with all your favorite characters. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Normally, guys, we discuss the Pokemon anime Horizons. This week, much like 2 weeks ago, we're not going to discuss Pokemon Horizons. We're going to discuss Dragonite's big giant adventure with his special delivery in his little post office. That's right, the big Pokemon Day special made by the same animation studio that made Your Name, that made Wuthering Heights, Wuthering with You, and 527.365 millimeters per second. All your favorite anime movies and things, guys.
This was it. I was going into this with certain expectations for the animation, and I don't want to be mean because I enjoyed the animation in Your Name and especially Wuthering with You. I got to see both of those in theaters. Wasn't crazy about the animation in this.
What are you talking about? It was the coolest animation I've ever seen in my life. Taylor, Dragonite was going so fast. Are you out of your mind?
That was a very sick part. But I'm saying if you compare this to those two films, especially Wuthering with You, it doesn't really add up in my head.
It's great. It's wonderful. What's the name of the animation studio?
Pokemon. Oh,
yeah.
So I just had that one ready to go. I don't know the name of the studio.
Comics Wave Films is the name of the animation studio. For our first segment this week, everyone, we're going to go to Geese Peep for... Taylor, help me out. What's it called? What are we calling this segment this week?
Peeping in on geese. Or
what you been
with geese.
Poppin', lockin', what you been peeping. Take it away, Geese Peep. You're first ahead. You're go.
Fly away, geese.
Fly away. She wants to fly away.
I'm in Florida. And you know what that means, guys?
Baby owls.
I was going to say wildlife, but yes. So last night, I was coming home from the beach, and I saw something on the ground near the parking lot. I was like, what is that?
Oh, no. It's an alligator.
Yeah, it was an alligator.
Oh,
no, I looked
knew
closely,
it!
and it was a baby owl, a baby screech owl. And it was a fledgling, and it was just trying to climb back into the tree. They can't fully fly yet, so they have to climb back up in trees with their beak and talons.
Is this one of those situations where you couldn't handle the bird because its mother would hate it or something?
Yeah, because, so its parents were up in a tree calling it and were like, hey, come up the tree. And it was really struggling, but eventually it climbed up the tree, and I just hope it's okay.
It'll be fine.
I don't know, but I will go back outside tonight and see if I can hear them or see them.
Maybe you should try, screeching at them.
I don't want to screech because that confuses them, and especially now, they're really territorial because it's breeding season. So if they hear screeching, like if I played a recording of a screech owl, they would get territorial or they could leave. So
they're going to lose
that.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. Don't rile them up any more than you already have.
Yeah, Geese people, look. Sometimes crows will be your best friend and gather around you, and anytime you go anywhere, they'll protect you. Other times, little polyglot YouTubers try to talk with the bonobos, and the bonobos believe that they are one and the same, and they put their feet on the mirror. That being said, I believe it's time to move on to watching, playing, eating of the week.
Ooh.
Unless Geese Peep has more to say about Geesing of the Week?
No, that's it.
All right. In this week's Watch and Play and Eating of the Week, Taylor, I saw 2 films at AMC yesterday. Both horror films, because why wouldn't they be, Taylor? Why wouldn't they be horror films?
'Tis the season.
Exactly. The first of which, Substance. The Substance. Fun movie? Interesting movie? Yes. Taylor? Ellipses? Geese Peep? Ellipses? How many times have the two of you heard me say the words, why do they have to put needles in movies all the time?
More than...
Substance? Fun movie, unique movie, cool effects, sick. There's more needles in the first 20 minutes of this movie than needles I've seen in almost anything. So I'm just sitting in the theater, eyes closed, hands in front of my face. I think
it's a horror movie.
I think I'm safe, but I never am. I wouldn't call either of these horror, actually. Did I begin by calling both of these horror movies? Maybe.
Give or take.
Maybe.
So, when you go to the doctor, are you afraid of, like, getting shots and stuff?
I rarely go to the doctor, but yes, I don't like needles. I have to look away and breathe a lot and pretend it's not happening.
Interesting. What about with blood?
Yes. Wait, what do you mean?
What about blood? Yes. Honestly, close it. Perfect answer.
When you is it just the needle part, or for example, if you're getting your blood drawn, does seeing the blood also affect you?
I don't look at the blood, but I don't want to talk about it, honestly, because it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. It's only needles going into skin is my problem. There's goofball practical effects stuff that happen later that don't bother me at all because it's clearly not human or real with a needle, and it doesn't bother me.
Oh, wow. Slam to the cinematographers.
No.
Or effects team.
No, it's fine. So, both have horror elements, I guess, but the first one, I don't even know what you would call it. I'm a little upset, guys, because I was spoiled. I think even maybe on the AMC website, they just show an image from the end of the movie, and I was like, oh, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness. What is this?
I think that was the equivalent of Edge of Tomorrow coming out and people just not knowing what it was. I think with the substance, they didn't do as well as they wanted to, and they were like, we should probably show them what it's about. Because I'm familiar with the image.
It's very cool.
No spoilers, because I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling. It's a cool
movie.
movie.
Will you watch it with me again?
I don't think you can handle this movie. It is.
Well,
no.
Listen. You just have to tell me when to not. Because since you've already seen it, you know what's coming, and you can be like, Geese, close your eyes.
Oh, this is a rather regular me and gun can.
Big spoilers. You're going to have your eyes closed a lot. All right. It's a very cool...
So, I still want to watch it.
Why don't you just listen to it?
Okay.
Just listen to the soundtrack of the movie and pretend that you went and watched it.
Guys,
the substance, you better have a strong stomach, maybe? And it's a great, interesting, fun, clever, cool premise, fun movie. I enjoyed it. Also watched Monkey. Guys, I'm so excited about it. I don't recommend anybody go see Monkey. It's not a great movie at all. It's not scary. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. It's just goofy. It's just silly. I didn't. Thank goodness it was less than an hour and a half. That's all I got to say. Because Substance was about 2.5 hours. And I was debating whether or not I was going to watch Monkey because I wanted to walk in the sunlight. But it was only less than 90 minutes. And I said, fine, I'm paying $1 million for AMC A-List. I may as well use my A-List for the $29 Monkey ticket. And for some reason, Substance was only $7. That's a weird matinee differential. Was that the word? Price difference?
That's very interesting.
Don't they have on some, like, weeknights? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But there's $5 some. Anyway, guys. Don't watch The Monkey. Bad movie. Oh. Don't recommend it at all.
It really doesn't take itself seriously?
Not in the slightest. It's just a comedy. It's a horror comedy you would have seen in maybe late 90s or early 2000s. And it's not. There's no point you're going to be scared at all. There's not even a fun jump scare. It's just not scary. It's just dumb. I don't know. I can't even.
I was watching a clip from the first Iron Man movie where I think his name was Jedediah or Jebediah. I think it's Jedediah
from Simpsons.
And Robert Downey and Tony Stark. That's his name. Got there. And the seriousness that these two were speaking to one another, I was just thinking, wow. Recent Marvel movies, not serious at all. Everybody's goofy. Everybody's too relaxed. Everybody's having fun talking about the end of the universe. This guy's talking about his company representing conflict in bad parts of the world, or in a bad way in certain parts of the world, and you feel so much gravity in the conversation.
Yeah.
I just wish we had more sincerity in cinema.
Yes. So Monkey, it seems like they don't respect the work at all. It's just they're making a joke of the entire thing, which I so
such
also,
a shame.
My final watching of the week. YouTube has been recommending me so many clips of the early 2000s film The Terminal starring Tom Hanks. I need to tell you guys something right now. I need to rush off and watch that movie again. Stanley Tucci, I believe I said this to one of you. They need to give that man an award for greatest actor of any year, because his acting in these clips is the best, most naturalistic, most realistic dialogue. Everything's just so real out of Stanley Tucci's mouth.
That's what he's like in every single role. No matter the movie, it's just like you believe it. Just like Olivia Colman.
It's so good. I need to watch it again.
Was that movie directed by Zemeckis or Spielberg?
Yep.
No, they're the ones who did Weathering with You.
Spielberg, yes. It's Steven Spielberg. Also, a couple minutes ago, I know one of you or all of you is going to go, ugh, gross. I'm having a little craving for a little mint ice cream, a little shamrock shake.
Gross.
I tried to get a Shamrock McFlurry because the picture looked pretty, and I wanted to add some hot fudge.
Ew.
They give me some ice cream and just pour a little bit of the Shamrock sauce on top. No hot fudge, so I had to ask for the hot fudge, and she said, "Oh yeah, it doesn't say hot fudge here on my ticket." And then she hands it to me, and I say, "So it's it's not McFlurry? You can't?" And she said, "No, we we don't use that machine." And I show her a picture of the.
They don't use that like it's haunted.
It's funny you say that as the story continues. I show her the picture on the app, the item that I purchased with money. It shows a McFlurry that's green the whole way through, like a McFlurry, which you mix, and it's green the whole way through. It's not just white ice cream, vanilla ice cream with a little bit of green on top. And she says, "No, we don't use that. Not these cup. No cup McFlurry." And I said, "Oh, can I talk to manager about it?" She said, "Yeah." And the manager comes over and then shows her where the haunted McFlurry machine is in the corner. And then she McFlurries it for a second and hands it to me. So that was fun.
Oh, that's so weird.
Okay. I don't even know the last time I had a McFlurry because the machine is always broken or haunted.
And that concludes my... also, I've been playing an immense amount of Pokemon Go. Just hit level 49. I'll take my congratulations now. And at the email, looklistencast@gmail.com. Gonna hit level 50, max level Pokemon Go. Catching shinies left and right and Scarlet and Violet. There's a million shinies. I caught all my Smolives, all my Charcadets, my Finnison to evolve into a Palafin. I am almost done catching my Applin. Need 3 more green little shiny apples. And I caught the 7-star Meowscarada.
Is there any benefit to being high level in Pokemon Go?
Several benefits.
To a certain point, yeah.
Your Pokemon.
You want to name any of them?
Your Pokemon are stronger.
So when you hit level 40, that's pretty much where it caps out as far as I know. I don't know. I have 100 Zacian, which I mention all the time because I love her. She's a fantastic girl. Or how do people talk about pets? Good, is it best girl? Best girl. There we go. Okay.
Zacian, they're genderless legendaries, but if you read the Pokedex, they do use the term older sister for Zacian. So yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of 2 female wolves guarding whatever they're guarding. So I put the max amount of candies in it, and the max CP is the same that the game has online for its entry.
Interesting.
So I think it's just when you get to 40, you can power them up to 50.
That concludes my watch and play and eating of the week. Geese Peep, would you please tell us what you watched, played, ate this week?
So I'm finally caught up on Severance.
Wow.
I realized the only way I can watch the show is if I watch it with other people so that they can assuage my anxiety.
Oh, right. I forgot you got anxiety about Severance.
Yeah. But I'm all caught up and I'm excited for the new episode. I don't know who I'm going to watch it with, but I'll watch it with someone. Who's to say?
The Bingo Crew.
Yeah.
The bingo crew.
The bingo gals.
You know what you should do? You should play it on a tablet or a little projector outside next to the owl nest. It'll be like bonding. Is that not a good idea?
Dun 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 dun.
The light's gonna upset them.
Oh, they'll have anxiety too. But then you'll all be anxious together. You'll be emitting the same odors when you're anxious, and they'll bond with you. Honestly, Geese, I just want you to have some guardian owls.
Shouts out to both Severance and our episode Dragonite and the Goofball delivery system today. Both use film for flashbacks instead of digital. They took the film cameras to Paldea. Geese Beep, did you eat anything this week?
Nope.
because I'm in Florida, as you all know, I've eaten a pub sub, and I got the classic buffalo chicken tender pub sub. But I think there's someone new working at the deli because I think there's a new person working at that deli because when I ordered my pub sub and picked it up, first of all, it was soaking wet. It was drenched in buffalo sauce.
Is that bad?
Yeah, I don't want it drenched in buffalo sauce.
I ate my Buffalo Blasters drenched in buffalo sauce.
As you should.
Well, anyway, they forgot the lettuce. They only gave me 3 banana peppers. They put on tomatoes, even though I asked for no tomatoes.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay.
The tomatoes.
Also,
shook me to the core.
There was a deal at Publix where you got buy one, get one free Oreos.
But the stipulation is they don't give you the sandwich you ordered?
No, the stipulation is it does not include any fun flavors and nothing family size. So
nothing fun.
They had family size toffee Oreos, and I was like, ooh, but I couldn't get it.
Man,
so
I'm so sorry, Geese.
I just got 2 things of regular Oreo Thins.
Oh, God, this week is terrible.
Yeah,
Taylor,
that's rough. That's
Taylor,
a rough listen.
Can you please cheer us up with your watch and playing of the week, please? I can't take it anymore.
I played so much darn Pokemon Go, and it was really tough because we were in Montana for quite a while, and I told Guncan, listen, I purchased a ticket for this. I'm going to be playing a lot over the weekend. Now, when you say that to somebody who doesn't play video games and doesn't understand that somebody else's time has to go towards video games, it just doesn't register at all. So, big pro tip of the week, don't worry about playing with others if you have to plan around video games. So, I was in a national forest where GPS didn't even work and trying to catch some Kyurem.
I bet you caught a bunch of shinies, huh, Taylor? Like maybe 25, 35?
Oh, very close to it, because I caught well over 1,000 Pokemon over the week. It had to have been close to 2,000 Pokemon. So I got a shiny Kyurem. That was definitely my favorite. My second favorite was a shiny that I got in a different event because I didn't get any other shinies this week. 0.
Guys, the shiny odds were bottom of the barrel. I did 75 Kyurem raids until I got my shiny. But thank goodness, immediately after I got my shiny, I got my Hundo Kyurem. So for me...
Which is very sick.
Wonderful. Wonderful weekend.
Did you see any cool birds in Montana?
Oh, yeah. I actually was going to... So we went to a river. It's called like Paradise Valley, I think. It's on the road from Livingston, which is where we were staying for part of it.
I love their granola bars.
Got them.
So we were parked at a certain point, went along the little ice area and the river, and you can see the mountains and everything. I got sidetracked by the granola bars. What was your question?
I believe you're in the middle of your watch and playing Eaten of the Week. Oh.
Okay, yes. So we saw these birds that were mostly black, but had these cool white, like, secondary wings. And we saw a lot of bald eagles, which we always see around there.
I have more questions. Did you take a picture of these cool birds?
No, there was no time. They were flying.
There's no time.
And a lot of the times, the wingspan probably about 1.5 feet. The eagle's significantly larger, obviously.
How would you compare them? Like, were they the size of a crow?
Yeah, maybe a little bigger. Why?
She knows that bird.
I'm trying to figure out if I know it.
This was all leading to a point, and I hope we're here, because I don't know what else to say about it.
Any other characteristics about the bird you remember?
They were flying. So I ruled out chicken pretty much immediately.
I wanted
to take a picture, but I was driving along ice, and let me tell you, there's apparently a difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, or so I'm told.
16-wheel drive.
We didn't have the drive that prevented me from sliding on ice. So I was sliding all over the place, even though I'm still trying to get Gutcat to take a picture of the partially frozen river as we go through the forest, saying, no, lean out and take a picture. And the car's just swerving everywhere. We came up on a car that was stuck as well. That was fun.
What if you're an ice road trucker, but you have 18 wheels? Do you have four-wheel drive?
Have to.
Is that the bird, Taylor?
I think that's the bird.
Okay, so I was right. Yeah. A black-billed magpie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Taylor,
Coconut cream pie. Go on.
Taylor, oh my God, I almost forgot to tell you in my Eating of the Week, I ate banana cream pie malasada, the best malasada Sidecar Donuts has ever sold, and they need to keep it year-round. It needs to be for sale every Monday. They can't get rid of it. I need to talk to somebody who makes decisions.
Wish I could taste it.
It's incredible. Taylor, did you eat anything this week before we move on to Poké News of the Week?
My goodness gracious, did I eat. I ate so much. But the only thing I really need to talk about is my favorite coffee shop in Montana. It's called Paradise Perk, and they used to operate out of a drive-through coffee shop.
I love how late 90s the name of this place is. Continue. Please.
I think that's when it was made. I have a sweater, and I think it was maybe late 80s.
That's when the word perk was in use, was the 90s.
Oh, so. Yeah, definitely. And now their new location is called Perk on Park. Now, is their coffee still good? Yes. No. There's a shot of espresso, somehow 50 cents? Yes. Is their chai amazing and powdered and spiced? Yes.
Wow.
Did they completely destroy any chance of me going there by changing their hours and location? Yes.
No.
So they now close at 1 every day, which every night we were up super duper late with the family. And you have to drive there, and driving there through the snow is a big old hassle, so you have to go early. We went one time, get up nice and early Sunday before we go back to Bozeman so we can catch our flight. I get to Paradise Perk 9:30 in the morning, and I go for the door. And my heart is saying, it's not going to be open. Why would anything good happen to you? And it's locked because they're closed on Sundays. I just don't know what the owners are thinking because it seems like they don't want to make money. It's wild. And they closed the drive-thru that was open until 5, and there was always such a ridiculous line. You just couldn't get coffee because it was so busy all the time.
You know, Taylor, El Chato has changed its hours. They now open earlier and close earlier. So.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe now I can eat there at a reasonable time at dinner at 6:30 on a Wednesday or something.
Yeah, but that means you can't bring burritos home.
Well, I have to be quick about it, but I can make it because it's 1:30 instead of 3 a.m. or whatever.
Is that the place you want me to try?
Yeah, it's the best burrito.
It's fantastic.
It's so good.
It's very,
maybe
very
next
good.
time.
Is it as good? Oh, you know where the three of us are going to go? Oh, what's it called? I always forget this stupid taco place. It's in East LA, and it's called La Azteca. It is wonderful. It's become a little more popular now that I think they got online or something, but best chili relleno burrito in Los Angeles as far as I'm concerned.
I'll have one bite.
Very sick. Now, time to move on to Poké News.
Poké
News of the week.
Real quick, guys, let's get through because Pokemon Day has happened, so less news these days. Real quick, let's get through some Pokemon Go news. This is from Cerebi, of course. The Pokemon Go Deep Depths event has been revealed. It runs from March 19th at 10 a.m. to March 24th at 2000, which is, of course, 8 p.m. It adds everybody's favorite little Galarian foxes, Nickit and Thievul, into the game. Also, the Powerful Potential event is now rolling out globally. It runs from 10 a.m. March 5th to 8 p.m. March 10th. Look, there's a little Charcadet, there's a Cubfu. Everybody's excited. Also, in Pokemon news, we have a new drop event in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Look, Geese Peep, it's Gibble. And he's adding...
I'm not crazy about the art.
And he's adding 5 new promo cards into the game. Beat his
it's
deck.
Fine.
Get a promo.
I wish it had been a Garchomp drop.
Well, I'm sure Garchomp's in there. He has.
It depends on who does the coloration, because the coloration in one of the anime, I can't remember which one, Garchomp almost looks black, and it looks so cool. The normal one, I'm not a fan of that color. I like the Mega color.
Everybody loves Garchomp. It is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon.
And other things.
I don't recall who says the name. It's probably Geese Peep, right? You can tell us the name of this episode in English, I would imagine.
It sure as sugar is. I have no idea what the episode's called.
It's Dragonite and the Special Delivery.
Or in Japanese, Carryin toゆうびんやさん, which Google Translate says Dragonite and the Postal Service or Post Office. So maybe they changed the name for English, I guess, guys. Can I get a one-sentence synopsis for this little short from Geese Peep, please?
Why? It's a short.
Oh, my God.
Fine, I'll say it. I'll come right on the spot.
What is she going to say? I'll say it. What's she going to say?
Everybody brace yourselves.
Oh, my God.
It's Hana-chan's special delivery service.
Lily-chan, Rudu-chan.
Guys, we open on a beach. It's the classic Japanese type of beach, Geese Peep, where you see those little guys, the tetrahedrons, the big cube-looking guys, but they have 15 things. What do they call them? Breakers to stop the waves from going, guys?
Yeah.
I watched Geese Peep, what is that face? I watched a great video on how effective those are at making the water, all of the pressure, all of the force really dissipate into multiple ways, guys. Please.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I was just confused when you were describing it.
Guys, we see some wingles.
Yeah, breakers.
Guys, there's some fun film grain, just like I mentioned in Poke News of the Week. If you missed it, hilarious joke. Much like Severance, they use actual film for the flashbacks.
Wow.
We're starting in a flashback. Don't get too confused. We see a little girl, looking for a letter in her mailbox, Geese Peep, but it's not in there. Where could this letter be?
Who's to say? I recently sent you a letter.
Yeah, it was the very good timing. We're watching this episode. Who comes down from the sky, guys?
Dragonite.
That's correct, both of you. And he's got an adorable little postman's hat on, and he's here to deliver the letter to young little girl. Her name is Hana. Oh, adorable. He's so big. All right, see ya. Oh my God, this Dragonite is so fast, and Taylor is so wrong. This animation's incredible. Dragonite is so fast and sick.
Yeah, kind of sick, kind of fast. I don't know.
And now we jump ahead several years into the future. Little Hana-chan is growing up, and she's working at a giant post office that looks like Union Station or a university or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, it has a mural on one of the walls, and I don't know who's in it. It looks like some type of mythical weasel on it.
I will get to that. Geese Peep, don't you worry.
Mythical weasel.
Okay, guys, look, we're clearly in Paldea. I'll give you that much information. All these Spaniards. There's also a Meowscarada, Tinkaton, and Clodsire walking up the steps, which dead giveaway. You're in Paldea. And like Geese Pete mentioned, the picture of the mythical weasel is, of course, sick art of the Treasures of Ruin. That's right. It's Wo Chien, Chien Pao, Ting Lu, and Chi Yu.
That was so many syllables, and my brain can't separate them into words.
Yeah, it's four Pokemon.
But is one of them a weasel?
One is a goldfish. One is a water buffalo. One is a ice panther guy.
Maybe that's what I thought was weasel.
The goldfish is a very close relative to the weasel.
Yes.
Evolutionarily, I mean.
Exactly. Also, Quaxley, Raichu, and Tandmouse are here, Geese Peep. Look at the mice!
I love how they're doing this in universe as kind of a quaint thing, because video chatting's just all over the place. And they have a giant postal service.
Nah, they love letters. Well, wait a minute, guys. Do we know when this story is set?
1992.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's modern. It's modern.
We see a Charcadet. What do every one of these little mice have?
That was incredibly cute.
They're all mailing off.
Delibird.
Delibird cracked me up. It's so funny to me. They got Delibird manning the window that is for refrigerated goods. I'm a huge fan. Guys, I'm going to tell you now.
All right.
Remember, this isn't even a Poketoon. This is a different guy. My score is going to be so through the roof, and it's because of little attention to detail. Just the amount of background noise you hear, announcements for like service delays from Pokemon outbreaks and things. Just the little background dialogue. It's outstanding. Oh my God, just such world building. We see into the back of the giant post office. We got so many Pokemon working in here, guys. We got Machamps pushing boxes. We got Gardevoir. We got Indeedee's using psychic power to just move boxes around. It's incredible in here. Oh my god.
The candle guys.
Litwick, Melton Wax. That's right, Geese Peep. So sick. And we just see all these delivery men. We see a delivery man on a Cyclizar going through a Sato desert, going past some Bramblin and Orthworm. And honestly, this is the greatest, most efficient post office I've ever seen in my life. They are masters at utilizing Pokemon. By land and by sea, we got Lapras. We got Pelipper. We got Squawkabilly delivering letters. This is incredible.
Honestly, if you have a post office where you enter and there's somebody shrieking at you where to go in line, already top 1 in my book.
So now, after all this nice, cool world building, we go back to Hannah. Hannah? We can call her Hannah. It's fine. They'll probably
Hannah's fine.
We'll probably translate it as Hannah. It means flower in Japanese. Well, how old are we thinking she is right here? What, like 15, 17?
12.
Yeah, she's 15.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
At first, I thought, is she upset at Dragonite? No, she just wants to be an ace delivery person, Geese Peep, just like Dragonite. I can tell you right now, that's why she got into the mail delivery business, was because she met Dragonite as a little child. So
she met Dragonite as a little child.
Yes, and her Fuecoco is goofing off in helmet, if you notice. Very cute. Baby Fuecoco.
I miss him.
There's just no way to make a Fuecoco not cute.
He's a baby.
It's impossible.
He's a baby, and he's jumping into letters, causing a little trouble. Right as the postmaster walks in, her boss. Oh no, Geese Peep.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Luckily, I got to tell you, Geese Peep, this postmaster, he seems like a sweet guy. I don't think he's going to get Hana in trouble.
He's A-okay in my book.
He's got that little mustache. Look at him.
I love how little 15 to 17 to 22-year-old Hana-chan is just saying, oh, I want to be Dragonite.
Yeah, she wants to be number 1 ace attorney delivery girl.
She doesn't want to be sorting letters.
How
I feel like
boring.
It's like you have to do that.
He was saying, guys, look, Hana-chan, it's an important stepping stone in becoming an ace delivery detective. You have to sort a couple letters sometimes. But in the meantime, look what Fuecoco found. Geese Peep, what is this mysterious letter?
It has no address on it and has no sender information, and it's full of some kind of fur.
Little yellow fur coming out of it. How odd. Thank you, Fuecoco, for bringing this to all of our attentions. We've got a letter with no recipient, with no return address, and I'm busy here sorting letters? Nuh-uh. Hana-chan is on the case. Mr. Postmaster-san, Sama, Deshta. Look, I am gonna find exactly who sent this letter, and I'm gonna make you proud. That's right, me, future ace attorney investigator postman.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna make you pay.
I'm gonna make you pay, Mr. Postmaster.
I'll show you.
And so she sprints off, and she is so fast running through this post office. If you'll notice, Dragonite is a bit curious about her sprinting out of there with the letter. I wonder what's going on. This is what that Dragonite is thinking.
Probably thinking nobody steals the mail. Nobody on my watch.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. No, what's the other one I'm looking for, Taylor? Oh, something about Mr. Boss.
You don't tell. Nobody tells me what to do, or nobody tells me what I can and cannot do.
Nobody.
What was John Locke's thing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about who's Mr. Boss. Who's the 80s TV show? Who's the boss? Yeah,
who's the boss? Oh,
yeah,
with
the Fonz?
No, Henry Winkler wasn't in it. It was Joey
Buttafuoco.
Yeah, bucket of shoes.
Bucket of shoes.
Those are old.
What? No, it's a television show.
This is a television show way before we were born. It has nothing to do with us. Guys, look. Listen to me. Hana-chan, much like me, knows a lot about the Pokemon world. She looks at the bottom of this letter and notices there's a little drawing of Porto Marinada, where they have the auctions in Paldea. And so as soon as I see that, I say, oh my God, maybe she should go to Porto Marinada. And she moves the letter, and what city is in front of her, Geese Peep?
Oh, okay, so that's what that was. I assumed it was some kind of auction for fish.
And they auction off a lot of things at the auction there.
I was just confused because I was like, is she at a stock exchange? Like,
No, it's an auction. I mean, they sell a lot of stuff there, but they have auctions there as well. Anyway,
it's like 90% fish.
Anyway, no. She went there because she's, I'm telling you right now, she has the makings of a varsity postman, Taylor. She always had them. Geese Peep, did you see the baby Smoliv delivering a baby letter in the baby post box?
Yeah.
So cute. As a matter of fact, I just caught my 3 baby Smoliv shinies. So congratulations again. Please, looklistcast@gmail.com.
What are you going to name them?
I don't typically name my shinies. If it's a real super rare shiny, sometimes I used to name them back when shinies weren't prevalent. Back when shinies were really 1 in 8,000 and you got one shiny every 10 years, then I would name my shinies. Like my shiny Primeape, Verde, because he's green.
Is the shiny Annihilate good, or is it like no difference?
I think he's blue, isn't he? Kind of sick blue. I believe he's sick.
Primeape is such a good, or not Primeape, Annihilate is such a good design.
Yeah, he's so sick. Well, Hana-chan is doing everything she can. She's asking every single person all around this city, do you know who sent this letter? Who could have done it? Please help me. She's asking, my God, she's asking Smoliv Man. She's asking 2 trainers in the middle of a battle. Paldean, Taurus, and Sneasel fighting while she's asking these people. And we see just a wonderful, quick little montage. So many Pokemon around here. We see Tatsugiri, Bombardier, Wiglet, Wugtrio, Wattrel, Mastiff, I've never said this boy's name out loud in English, so hold on a second. Mabostiff? Could be Mabostiff.
It's probably Mabastiff.
Mabastiff sounds right. His Japanese name is Mafitifu. Taylor, guess what this guy's name is in French?
Oh no, what?
Doggerino.
That sounds like a name that a dad would call the family's dog.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious. That's a rough name.
I need to rename my Mabostiff Doggerino. Geese Peep, after asking everybody in this town and nobody knowing where this letter came from, our girl Hana-chan is absolutely spent and shouts out to the good face. Am I right? Did you see her face? Just,
That's a good face.
It's a great face.
I like how she finds a couch-shaped rock to rest at.
Yeah, it's Paldea. Come on, they put couch-shaped rocks everywhere. They love lounging around in Spain. After all this failure, Geese Peep, it's time to eat our feelings with a giant sandwich. And poor Fuecoco is starving, Taylor. Oh my God, did you see his little face at that sandwich?
Poor Fuecoco.
But he gets it. He gets the entire sandwich.
Yeah, so not poor
Fuecoco. He gets it.
Yeah, not poor Fuecoco for long. But poor Hana-chan is so sad. And we get now this is where you can tell this is a real animation studio. Because this was the most dramatic look out to sea, head falling onto grass, metaphorical, dramatic flashback into dream sequence. Can you imagine them trying something like this in Horizons? You would never. You would never.
Never. Not in a million years.
Not in a million years. Guys, I'm so sorry.
And I forgive you.
I have to do a quick aside. Other things I've been recommended, I don't know if it was Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, just sad moments in the Pokemon anime. Geese Peep, you know what I'm talking about. Horizons
I do not.
Well, Geese Peep and I watched an episode with Stoutland in Sun and Moon anime, but they were showing another.
Geese does know what you're talking about.
They were showing another episode like that from the Journeys arc, the final Ash season before his farewell tour. And I thought to myself, Horizons never does sad stuff. Ever. The old anime was so much more emotional. Come on, Horizons, get it together, please.
I mean, the amount of the old series tackled some heavy topics.
Sure did. So in this flashback dream sequence, we go back to, and this is a recurring theme in this short, we see Hannah getting her first little letter delivered from Dragonite, and it's very sweet, and again, shot on film. But we quickly figure out this is just a dream when Dragonite gets on all fours and starts licking her cheek like a dog. Because Dragonite does not.
It was weird.
He's a respectful dragon. He doesn't get on all fours and lick people's cheek, guys. Come on. Not a dog. In reality, Geese Peep, it was really just a yamper at sunset. Spoilers? Never mind. I was going to talk about sunset and then the time of day later, but I guess they're traveling back time zones or something.
Yeah, I had also noted that.
There's some goofball nonsense when they go on this quest.
Well,
this globe-spanning quest.
Well, we're not there. It was just a baby yamper licking her little cheek. She fell asleep. She did a little nap, Geese Peep. Oh, look, this ant belongs to this lady who the goofball translation we watched, I think, called her an ant, but I am not certain that this woman is actually related to Hana-chan. They definitely know each other, but I'm not certain that is her biological aunt, this woman. So let's not worry about that for now. But this woman and her young son, Rio, and their dog, Yamper, their Pokemon Yamper, is just licking little Hana-chan's cheek. Great. Absolutely great face, Geese Peep. When Hana-chan is just so groggy, drooling out of her sleep, confused. Oh my God. We figure something out here, guys. We look at this yellow dog. We look at little boy. What let's put two and two together here, guys. What's going on?
The little boy's an idiot.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't know how letters work.
I'm surprised anybody in the world knows how a letter works. With so many Pokemon, just imagine learning how to do like a letter.
All right, I'll say what happened. This letter was from the boy, Rio, and he doesn't know how letters work. He was trying to write a little happy birthday letter to his Pop-Pop. And so he wanted to give his Pop-Pop a little present of some little Yamper hair from their pet Yamper. And so he put some Yamper hair in an envelope and just put it in a mailbox. Rio's dad is away for business in Kanto. So little Rio doesn't get to say happy birthday. And so he wants to send in this letter. Did you guys notice the attention to detail of how dirty and scruffy Hana-chan's clothes
Rio
are?
is? Oh.
No. Hana-chan's clothes are because she's been on this big giant journey running around trying to find who this letter belongs to.
With the people who made Weathering with You at the helm, I expect nothing less.
Well, Hana-chan delivers some terrible news to little Rio, Geese Peep. How long does it take for a letter to get to Kanto?
Since it's regular service, it'll be a week.
Oh, no.
I was really hoping she would say, but you can pay me an additional $9.99 and I'll deliver it tomorrow.
Minasan, demo, papa no tanjoubi wa kyou desu.
Almost exactly what I was thinking.
What are we going to do, guys? How are we going to wait a week if it's Papa's birthday today? And my first thought is, I bet Dragonite could get there by today.
Don't be ridiculous.
Did you guys know, and this is the calculations people have done, that a Dragonite can go 1,556.2 miles per hour? Did you guys know that?
Per second squared?
No, per hour.
That's the film they did.
Yep, good one. I got it.
I didn't get it.
They then do something kind of odd. They zoom in on the crying child's shorts, and I think he's going to pee his pants. He does not pee his pants, which is good.
Oh.
I thought it was... I didn't know what they were doing there. It probably makes sense in Japanese.
I'm sure it does. Geese Peep, we have the wind. It starts to blow while everybody's crying. What happens to the letter in Hana-chan's hand?
It gets swept away in the wind.
Past the lighthouse into the ocean? Oh my God. Now Hana's crying too? Oh God, today's going to be terrible. Nothing's going to... Taylor, who appears?
The clothes. Oh, sorry.
Who appears out of nowhere to save the day?
It's very surprising, but it's Dragonite.
My prediction has come true, everyone. Dragonite is here. The ace deliverer has arrived. What a champ. And Hana-chan hugs Dragonite. And Dragonite says, all right, guys. He says this in perfect English. Hana, jump on my back. We're going to deliver this together. And also, bring the small child too. Fuecoco doesn't need a helmet. Let's ride this animal from Spain to Japan today.
one of the funniest things I saw, and it made me laugh so loud. There were 2 points of this that just made me really audibly laugh. Dragonite flapping its wings out as if he were a mighty winged beast, you know, doing the dramatic, like, the wings are unfurled and he's ready to take flight with those little 20-inch wings. He's got very good.
But thank goodness that doesn't matter, Taylor, because Dragonite is so ungodly fast. He jumps into the air. He flies over to the Great Crater. He's going past the Postmaster in the rain. The rain out of nowhere.
Such a sick scene.
This is no normal rain. I believe maybe it's rain dance or maybe even just water from the ocean. Who pops out of the ocean in Paldea for some reason?
How? Kyogre.
The legendary Pokemon, the god of water?
That's the one.
Well, he jumps over Dragonite like a whale because he's a whale legendary. That was fun.
Just insanity.
Cool. We get some sick animation at this point of Dragonite just crossing over the ocean. So sick. Taylor, did it remind you of Super Nintendo Mode 7 graphics on a world map in an RPG? Because it did me, and I thought it was sick. When you play Super Nintendo and you see the rotating world, it looks like fake 3D when you're on a world map in Final Fantasy 4 or 6. That's Mode 7. You couldn't do that in any, or in Contra 3 when you do the top-down levels. It fakes 3D on a little 2D SNES chip.
Yeah, very sick. Very sick.
Geese Peep, they fly over Galar. We see a Gigantamax Cinderace battling in a stadium. They're narrowly avoiding a Corviknight taxi while this Japanese ballad plays.
Very meta-relevant.
They go to Kalos. Look at all these Fletchling, Talonflame, Furfrou, Go-Goat.
Do you think they stopped for a potty break?
They
must have.
How long do we think they were traveling? Going through time zones and light outside sometimes?
Hold on, do the math. Somebody pull out a calculator. 1,556 miles per hour.
Uh-huh.
How many miles between Spain and Japan? Not that Pokemon World is exactly the same as ours, because if we're looking at the places they go, it's not actually making too much sense why they're stopping off in England and France to go to Japan. Well, I guess if you're in Europe, you're going to go east.
I was really expecting a lot of different things from this, but when they just kept going with their travels, I was thinking, my God, this is the longest journey.
Yeah.
It's about 9,000 miles.
Okay, so like 6 hours?
Miles.
Wait,
Perfect.
okay,
So
wait,
that
this
would
is
take-
driving.
Well,
I mean, if it's 1,500 miles an hour, that's
No.
6 hours.
Go as the crow flies, Geese Peep. How many goofballs? 1
Don't
point.
ever ask me to do math. I just
did the
numbers,
math
you
like
can do
3
it.
times.
Guys.
It's just 6 hours.
Fuecoco's so dizzy, by the way, and I don't blame him at all, because he's traveling the world so fast. And I think they're wasting a little bit of time, honestly, sightseeing.
So much about this didn't make sense to me, and I'm going to guess that their trip, 3 hours long, they just got real lucky with what they saw. That's what my mind is okay with, because I'm not okay with these two traveling for 27 hours.
They're not traveling for 27 hours, because, look, maybe Pokemon World is smaller. Also, that's just a normal Dragonite traveling at 1,500 miles an hour. This is Ace Delivery Dragonite. He's probably hitting 3,000 an hour easy.
Could a human, 1, hold on, 2, survive that speed?
3,000 miles an hour. Well, wait, are we in Unova? Look, there's a fleet of Zebstrika. Did you notice, Taylor, how sick this was? How they hit a shiny Zebstrika in the fleet of Zebstrikas?
I did not notice that, but that is incredibly sick. That'd be funny if the shiny for Zebstrika just looked like a horse.
No. Then they're flying past some volcanoes. We see some Magcargo, Camerupt, Magmar. Ooh, some snowy mountains with Frostless. Are we passing Mount Coronet? In Sinnoh? Oh my goodness. And then we're back on the water, and look, a Salamence. Hey, Dragon Buddy, and a Flygon, my boy.
Salamence casually caught up and then passed Dragonite was very surprising.
Well, guys, it turns out neither of those Pokemon were who they pretended to be. That's not a Flygon.
It's true.
That's not a Salamence. It's Latios and Latias. Can you believe it?
As a viewer who isn't familiar with those two Pokemon's mechanics, no, I couldn't.
You should watch the film where Latios kisses Ash. His first kiss was with a Pokemon because she turns into a little girl.
Was it romantic or one of those oopsies I stumbled into each other?
Oh, cute. Oh my goodness, Geese People, look, they're flying over thousands of Lantern and Chinchou. Wow, look at this beautiful bioluminescence. Is that the correct term?
So at this point in their journey, were you two getting a little like, okay, that's about enough?
What do you mean?
There was just too much stuff they were seeing. It was just such a showcase of the world's Pokemon. And I'm sitting here thinking this is more than most people would see in multiple lifetimes.
Dragonite's probably like, look, if we're going all the way to Kanto, it's like, Taylor, whenever we used to go to Dallas, we would always stop at Waxahachie Goofball to eat Catfish Plantation. It's exactly the same thing as that.
Yeah, and when you're traveling over the sea, you see Kyogre and Latios.
Typically, yes. Geese Peep, look at all these fish. Look at all these ocean fish. We got Wishy-Washy, Corsola, Piplup, Love Disc, Mantine, Remoraid, Staryu, Corfish, Horsey, Shelder, Marini, Octillery, Krabby, Gyarados, Primarina.
And with their luck on this Dragonite, one of those is probably a Mew.
Yeah. And then we get Hana-chan and Rio discussing the magic of letters and how happy Rio's dad's going to be to get this little letter. And then, Geese Peep, we get Hana. She's flashbacking again to her very first letter with the film grain. And finally, we made it to Kanto. Woo! What a journey. Am I right, guys?
They saw half the Pokedex.
Yeah, they did. Then we cut to Papa-chan. And he's apparently a research man, Geese Peep. He's chief researcher over here in Kanto. Isn't that something? That's impressive. He's dropping a little Pokeball. And he's staring sadly at the framed photograph of his little family. So sad. Sir, can you come with me, Chief? And he says, yeah, let me come with you. And Geese Peep, what has Papa-chan's co-workers prepared for him?
A surprise birthday party.
Oh my God, we got streamers and party poppers and cake and hoopla and balloons. Wow, they got the
decorations,
whole deal.
not like influencers.
Yeah, there's Arcanine here, and Magnemite, Vaporeon, Mr. Mime, Jolteon, Flareon, the whole, and also in the sky is your son. Yep, that's him. He's flying. Yeah, oh God, he flew into
timing.
Wow, he flew right into the presence.
It's funny because all the coworkers look like they planned that.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably act like it. Oh my God, what an entrance.
This was the other instance where I was just laughing and just had to pause it because his reaction is one of the most realistic things I've ever seen. He just yells out, "Rio, why?"
He's very shocked.
Falls on the ground. It's so good.
Papa is very shocked that his child from across the planet is here on a Dragonite for his surprise birthday.
Because he must have talked to his wife and child the day before.
Oh,
it's not like he's been sequestered for months.
Yeah, it was very fun, very exciting. Geese Peep, we then get the sweetest, most adorable, tear-jerking moment we've had this entire episode. Baby Rio opens his letter and reads it aloud to Papa-chan. And Hana is so moved because she starts remembering the letter that she first got from Dragonite. And it was a birthday letter to her from her grandparents for her birthday because they couldn't make it. So they sent a letter.
It's the whole reason she got into the mail delivery and sorting industry.
And I'm crying.
Also a bracelet.
Hana's grandmother put a little bracelet in the letter, in the envelope. And Hana has worn that bracelet every day since. And it's so heartwarming. We got Papa crying so much at little Rio's letter. He's so happy. And then we see, and we're going back and forth with the flashback, and Hana's reading Grandma's letter on the adorable shaman parchment. And her bracelet has these little flowers on it, Geese Peep. And then Papa just hugs Rio. He's sobbing so much. He's so happy. And Eevee and Flareon are here. And also Dragonite and Fuecoco ate some birthday cake. And I think Hana thought that was kind of funny. So she's laughing. It was such a sweet moment. You guys need to watch this episode because me just describing what happened, not doing it justice at all.
Oh, it's a very emotional moment.
You need to listen to this music.
I shed a tear because I keep all of the birthday letters I get from my grandma, and they're precious to me.
I don't even have any personal connection to this, and I was getting emotional just listening to the little kid reading his birthday note to his dad, apologizing or something, and I was like, oh my God.
Because he was like, thank you so much for all the hard work you do for our family, and we miss you so much. And then it syncs up the letters because both grandma letter from 10 years ago and a little boy letter from today, both are saying the same thing. Oh my God, it was so emotional.
Yeah, I really love that. That was really well done and very affecting.
So
but
sweet.
Then they just, I wish Hana-chan was crying in this moment, like Rio. Instead, she's just laughing at something else. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
We just need everybody's crying way too much in the test audiences, so we just need a little comic relief. Oh my God, Fuecoco took a bite of birthday cake. Hilarious. Then we cut to 10 years in the future. We're back at the post office, and I don't know if it's exactly 10 years, but it's definitely many years in the future.
However long it takes to not drive Lightspeed Dragonite back.
We see grown A-word woman Hana-chan. Fuecoco has evolved into Crocolore.
That's right, grown adult woman Hana-chan.
Yep. She's a real delivery girl now, Geese Peep. Look at her. She's traveling alongside Dragonite. She's an equal now. Yamper from before, you remember him. He's evolved into a Boltund. Rio is, graduating high school at this point? He's a tall teenager?
Wait, is he in this?
Yes, he's the tall boy with Papa-chan and Mama-chan and Boltund.
Oh.
Big teenager.
I was spending that entire time trying to figure out if that was Hana-chan and exactly how many years had passed in a blink of an eye.
No, that was Rio. It
was a fast transition.
Because she's a full woman, and little Rio was what? Under 10, you think?
If he doesn't know how to write a letter, I'm going to say he's like 7.
And he's probably senior in high school at this point. So I'm thinking like 10 years have passed. And then to end this episode, Geese Peep, I'm crying again. What do we see Hana doing?
She's delivering a letter to a different little girl, and the cycle continues.
The little girl in her glasses, and we see Hana hand the letter, and what's around her wrist, Geese Peep?
Grandma bracelet.
To let us know that it's her, because, again, a decade has passed in the blink of an eye.
Yes, and then we get the credits, and the credits show us all sorts of beautiful scenes of what we have seen before, such as the library post office, Hana-chan on a bench with Fuecoco eating a cake, Kyogre, other stuff we saw.
Those are just equal in importance in the story.
Yeah. And then we end on Hana-chan's very first meeting with Dragonite when she gets her letter and chooses her career for the rest of her life. What a beautiful little animated guy, and so many notes I had to take. I had to go back into my book to find space to write.
When you had written that and you said, I've taken so many notes, the entire time I was watching it, I just kept thinking, oh, poor Michael. This is so many Pokemon. This is like 150 Pokemon right here.
More to see. Yeah, they put the whole Pokedex in there. What a wonderful animation. If you're making me cry, if you're making me emotional, because what I love about this, as it ended and it did a little Pokemon logo, I was just thinking, oh my God, there's so many people that care so deeply about this. Talented people who are able to use their art and put it into something they care about, and it's not just child schlock nonsense. It's just I'm just so optimistic about the future of Pokemon and what it can become. I think it's limitless because you have so many talented people that love Pokemon that can create wonderful art. This is you don't even have to like Pokemon. If you just like anime or little shorts, you could get so much out of this.
If you think about it, this episode itself is like the letter. The cycle continues when a small child sees this and be like, wow, I want to be a Pokemon animator.
Or I want to be somebody who watches Pokemon shorts in the future.
Exactly. So it's outstanding. No, I have no complaints at all. It seems silly to give it a 10. So I guess I'll do 9.9 or 9.8. I don't know. Maybe 9.8 just so I don't sound crazy. I have nothing against it at all. I think it was wonderful, emotional. I enjoyed all of it. Geese Peep, how did you feel about this short? What did you think about it? And what is your score?
It was really well done, and it was quite effective. But I still think my favorite is the Chansey one.
Chansey Poketoon's fun.
Yeah. I would give this like a 9.6.
9.6. Wait, did you actually say what you prefer to Chansey over this?
I don't know. Just the story of the Chansey affected me more. I don't know.
Okay, we'll give you a little bit of time to think about it. Taylor, what did you feel about this episode, and what is your score?
I mean, it was good. It was fun. I just didn't like how excessive the montage of them traveling was.
It was so sick.
I have the same problem with this as I do with Assassin's Creed 3. I remember watching my friend play it, and I was just thinking, okay, I get the idea that you want to feel like something important's happening, but you don't need to be at the Declaration of Independence signing. You don't need to be escorting Paul Revere. You don't need to be at the Boston Tea Party. There's a limit. And I'm like, okay, so you saw Kyogre, all these Zebstrika, shiny Zebstrika, Latios and Latios just playing around with you. Like, it's a bit much for an evening's journey to deliver a letter.
My favorite mission in Assassin's Creed 3 is when you're standing next to Ben Franklin with his kite and the key. Take it away.
To be fair, this was to celebrate Pokemon Day, so.
Yeah, but it would have been... So what I would have done is shown all the other deliveries in the world and how the mail system is so important and keeping in touch with each other is so important and all of the crazy things that other deliveries are seeing at the same time. And then fast forward 10 years. Or make it all Hana-chan and her journeys and seeing all these things over the years. And then you have 10 years later, she's an adult delivering a mail with her bracelet.
What's your score, Taylor? You hated it.
I mean, it's fine. I was feeling stuff at the birthday party. Real excited about the birthday party. Love Fuecoco. Love Rio reading his letter and putting in dog fur. That's so cute. Hana-chan.
Very cute.
Impetuously traveling across the continent because she's a child.
When I was a kid and I wrote letters to my aunt who lived in a different state, I put pieces of bubble gum in it for them as a present.
Aww.
Our class, when we were learning how to write letters, stop me if I've told this. There's no way I've told this before. We all had to write letters to somebody when I was in the second grade, and everybody else in my class, every single student except for me, wrote a letter to the president.
Oh, I thought you said to inmates.
That's how I got the hair idea. So they were all writing letters to the president. Little me thinks there's no way the president's going to write to all of us. So I write to something I care about deeply, which is
Vice President
Frito-Lay. And I demand an answer as to why they put so much air in the bags of the chips, because I get all excited when I see the big old chip bag bursting at the seams and it's 10% full of Fritos. So I write them. They write me back and say, we've never gotten a letter from somebody in class before. This is amazing. One, they explain the process and how that helps in shipping and ensures that none of the chips break. Two, they send me $50 in Frito-Lay gift cards. Wow. Do you know what $50 was to a child?
In the 90s?
Wow.
Oh, instantly. My favorite chip company to this day. Love Fritos.
Sponsor us.
As opposed to a Snapple, where I won off of a cap a free remote control caddy, and I sent it in, and they never sent it to me. So,
if it had been Niantic running that competition, they probably would have just burned your house down.
No, Niantic loves me. Taylor, what is your score for the week for this incredible episode? This wonderful Poke
Honestly,
Sure.
it was very good. The only thing that rubbed me the wrong way was the montage because it was just forever and a day. I'm going to give this a nice 9.1.
Okay. I was going to say, if you say less than 9, everything.
I almost did.
I
almost did. But then my brain said 9.
Good.
Little German joke in there for you.
Got him. This is a wonderful episode of Pokemon. Well, it's not really an episode of Pokemon. It's a short. Watch it. Pokemon Day. Again, it's a little... They still haven't added English to this or Murkrow, as far as I'm aware. So you're going to have to find it on the Pokemon Japanese account, and then you're going to have to go subtitles Japanese, and then you're going to have to hit options again, subtitles, auto-translate Japanese to English. I'm sorry, but it's a workaround. I don't know why they're not just giving... Because the other ones, everything before this has native English subtitles in there ready to roll. But who's to say why? Guys, wonderful episode. It's time to move on to our question of the week. Taylor, please read this from Artie Fine with the subject line Meloetta.
Artie Fine shouts out, texts.
No, he emailed.
Asks, Meloetta? If you could hear new music from any musical act who no longer records, living or otherwise, who would you bring back for just one more great record?
Geese people.
Which is good that he actually clarified and said great record, because there's a chance that they come back after years of success, and it's just terrible.
No, in the hypothetical, it's guaranteed to be great. So, Geese Pete, please answer the question. Please, thank you.
My answer is Sophie, who was an early pioneer of hyperpop. She unfortunately died in 2021, and I think she would have very good... I would love to see what she would come up with now, especially where we are in pop music and how much she influenced current day popular music.
Things have changed since 2021.
I bet Taylor's going to say something like Tchaikovsky or Crystal Castles.
I was going to say Daft Punk.
Oh, God, that'd be so sick.
Wait, are you a Crystal Castles fan?
Yes, I have seen them in concert.
Oh, man, I remember listening to them in middle school.
It was crazy because I was at a concert when I was 42 years old, and the woman was walking around on everybody's hands, and I was so afraid to drop this little girl who was the lead singer at the time because she's very small shoes.
Oh, my God. Don't do that.
Remember when they broke up?
I found out about that a couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. R.I.P. their recording career.
They only did like 2 albums, right?
I don't know.
Daft Punk is a great answer. I would also love to hear a Daft Punk album. Yeah, Artie Fine, all of mine are going to be dead people. So definitely...
Are you going to say the Doors or the Beatles?
No, the Doors. No, I was going to say Nirvana. Even though that Post Malone just did a little Nirvana guy.
Interesting.
Pokemon Nirvana.
I didn't know you were a Nirvana fan.
I'd love to hear Kurt Cobain music. He didn't get many albums out. He could make a real sick song, probably. I definitely need to hear some more Frank Zappa. I mean, Frank Zappa's a funny one because that man made more music than just about any human being on the planet. Even though
outside of Prince.
Even though he died young, he wrote so many scores, just volumes and volumes of classical music and 400 different albums. Would still love to hear some more from him. Frank Zappa, please just come back, make a real sick, great album. Mothers of Invention, thank you, please. It'd be so great.
You know what? You're right. Prince would also be a really good answer here.
You want Prince too?
Oh, also, can I add another answer? Mine
you
is
can't
George
say Charlie
Gershwin.
XCX, Geese.
Everybody is allowed to add more answers. Please, Geese, please go ahead.
George Gershwin, he died very young, I think 32 from brain cancer. I love his music. I would love to hear more from him.
I should have done some preparation for this question because there's so many artists I'd love to hear more of. Oh my God.
Kurt Cobain.
Always
Oh God. What a cool, when you watch interviews of him, like reacting to Madonna's ticket prices, I really wish he was still around because he was just always like, why would I make concerts expensive? Nobody can afford it as it is. That's ridiculous. I'm not making music for that. So sick.
That'd be so sick.
Shouts out to Taylor Swift, I guess.
Shouts out. No longer. I haven't heard. This is going to sound mean. Kate Bush hasn't put out a new album in forever, but I want her to make an album that sounds like her first 4 albums because those are the albums I like. I don't even like Hounds of Love, which is the album that everybody fell in love with from the Stranger Things guy, and that was her big hit. running
he
up that
did
hill.
say great specifically.
Well, everybody thinks that one's great, and I'm not into it. But yes.
Yeah, but great for you.
Kate Bush, you're alive. Please just make one more album that sounds like your first 4. Thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful question, Already Fine. Taylor, were there any more you wanted to add since Geese Peep and I did multiple?
So, I mean, there are so many.
I know, there's so many.
It's ridiculous. I'm just going to give those 2 as my big ones. Because I really... Prince is one of those musicians, when you look at all of the talent crammed into one person, and it's just unbelievable. How can one person play so much music, make so many songs, play so many instruments, and have his sick attitude too? He was great. Good old Prince.
Wrote one of my favorite songs,
the Pokemon Horizons theme song,
Manic Monday by the Bangles.
Manic Monday.
Wow.
Well, I think it's time to move on to the wrap-up, guys. Geese Peep, please take it away.
Please follow us at Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify.
Please, for the love of God. Please just watch the video and leave a comment, please, on YouTube.
Please. Ooh, please. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment so more people see it. Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website.
Boilerplate.
You can follow him at twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Guys, there's not even one swear word in this, so please recommend it to all your friends and family, your Oni-chans, everybody. They're not going to be offended. How could they be?
They couldn't.
Also, much like Artie Fine, please send your questions into looklistencast@gmail.com so we can answer them. That means it's time to go say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, Geese, say it 4 times. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Snail. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Snarry. Get it? Because it's snail. Earlier in the episode, we were discussing the 4 treasures of ruin, and I said there's a goldfish, there's a water buffalo, there's a little snow leopard guy, and I forgot to say a big leafy snail. There's also a big leafy snail.
Okay,
That's out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get 15 goodbyes from Geese Peep. 1 goodbye from Taylor. 1 goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
13 left.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company